Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be dealing with the other boxwood. So I've got a pair of these. I've dealt with one. He's in a bonsai pot, little group planting or a clump style, whatever you want to call it. This one's the sister. So this one was in that horrible fiberglassy pot. So we're going to pot him up and just prune him back, get him into some kind of shape, and then just clear out all this gubbins in here. This one here I've noticed has been damaged, obviously, by the dog. It was sat outside for an hour or so after I took it out of the pot, which we're going to go to now. So I'll show you what I did to get it out of the pot. Nothing exciting, it's only a couple of minutes. So yeah, check that out and then we'll come back. Okay, so yeah, you saw in that video me going crazy with an axe. I just find it a little bit heavier to break things up than using a hammer. And if you use a hammer, all you do is just put little holes in that fiberglass. Use something a bit bigger breaks it up a bit better, doesn't make so much mess. So yeah, you could see the pot, it was knackered, it's years old. I think it was an old B&Q pot. So it needed to be taken out and yeah, dealt with. This one is looking a little bit more established than the other one, than the sister one. Keep these cuttings, great for cuttings. I'll do a video on that at some point. So yeah, it was it needed doing, as I say. It needed pulling out, getting out of that horrible pot. It wouldn't have lasted another summer, I doubt it, because the dog likes to loiter around in that area, and she's going out a lot more because the weather's getting a bit better. She likes to chew on things, so I don't think the pot would have lasted much longer. And also I wanted to get this one off the ground because she does chew this one as well, chews the plants, not just the pots. She's a dog, chews everything. So, perfect opportunity. What's the date today? It is the 10th today. 10th of February. It's showing signs of it warming up, brightening up. Days are getting slightly longer. It's going in the right direction. That's what I'm getting at. So you probably saw, well, you did see it if you watched the little clip a minute ago of me in the garden getting this out with a saw. I find that's the easiest way, because there's no major roots. They're all the same apart from obviously this tap root in there, and the pot. Yeah, so that pot, or this pot we got over here, it was just one that was lying around. Not the best of pots. It's a typical Chinese-y looking thing, but I think for the exercise of this it will be perfect. I say all I wanted to do is just get it into a smaller container, get it off the ground, get it on the bench, and start working these roots, getting these roots a little bit better. We can control the water in a lot better because those pots, they just, yeah, they saturate, and then they do hold quite a bit of water. And if you noticed in the video, there was a sheet of polystyrene which I obviously put in there years ago. I don't think that was helping because it was blocking the drainage hole at the bottom. So getting it into a decent pot with decent soil, we can start having a little bit more control over it. We can care for it for a little bit better, eh? Care for it a bit better. So yeah, I'm just bringing the edge down on this, because obviously where I put the saw through it, it was all a bit blocky, very straight edged. And we just fluff these roots up. And say eventually we want to get rid of this horrible soil eventually, but we're not going to stress it too much. We are going to prune it back, obviously, compensate for the root loss, and obviously give it a better shape. So he's pretty good like that, I reckon. So he's good. Let's give him a shake, give him one of them. Right, what I'm going to do now is just fluff up the bottom. Not a lot, just kind of like scratch it up a bit. It's a bit dense. we're going to put a nice layer of Pro Mix underneath. Yeah, hell of a taproot. So I reckon I probably had this, what, 12 years, I reckon? 12 years in that pot? Gotta be. Gotta be. Bought it when I was living in Totnes anyway. And that was a few years ago. Right. First stage done. I think what we'll do now is have a tidy up. Get rid of all this old crappy soil. And then we'll prep the pot. Get them into some kind of position, wire it, get out of that, that's not your loot. Yeah. The other kitten's escaped. He went outside a minute ago. Your brother's outside. Yeah. He'll be crying in a minute. He's probably watching me through the window. Anyway, right, let's get rid of this. Have a tidy up. And maybe sort out and find the other cat. We got some wine as well, because it is 7:30, which is definitely wine time. 7:30. I'm flipping roasting, I know that. I've had the heating on because we did a load of washing and it needed to be dried, but now I'm sweating. Whew. Right on. Anyway, you don't want to know that. Right, what we need to do is just make some mesh holes. We'll move this one over here just for a minute. We'll bring the pot in that we're going to use. This one here. It's not my favourite pot. It was one I bought years ago. Very Chinesey. But it does the job. It does the job, and this boxwood won't stay in this forever. I want to start reducing it down a bit more because we're going to lose a lot of the foliage off of it. It's going to be pruned quite severely, so we'll just make some little do for dangles. That's technical terminology, that is. Do for dangles. There's one. There's two. I'll widen them out because the holes in this are quite big. Straighten them up, all nice and neat. Make it look professional. That's what you need. Right. I've got quite a gap under here. Sometimes I put them up from underneath. Corin at Greenwood, he did it once, and he explained to put it up underneath because it prevents scratching. These sharp bits are underneath. If you're dragging it around on nice tables, you could scratch the surface. So yeah, good thinking, Batman, as they say. Because although I don't really keep it on nice surfaces, or more to the point, I don't have any nice surfaces. If I'm moving it around on the bench, it can dig in. It's annoying, especially if you're trying to lean across, doing it one-handed, and you're dragging a pot towards you, and it catches. Most annoying. So, but we're gonna come up because we've got plenty of gap. Just spread these out a bit. There's big old holes in these. I'll show you in a minute. You'll see what I mean. Flipping massive they are. Plant will fall through it. Get in there. I've actually used quite big wire as well because of it, which is a bit awkward with the old. There you go. See what I mean? These holes are massive. Got to be 1.5 inches. Sorted. Right, I've got to get some soil. We'll chuck it in, and then we'll we'll get this bad boy in here and we'll wire it, tie it in. Okay, right, got soil. I just put a little bit more Pro Mix in, just because it was a bit peaty. And you know me, if you watch my videos before, yes, it's recycled soil, topped up with some new Pro Mix. But yeah, all for recycling. And I've had to use thick wire again. It's a bit too big for this mesh, which is, there we go, proving to be an issue. But I think once it's in, right, I'm going to get 2 wires in. So I'm going to go either side of it. You know what I mean. Right, let's get some of this stuff in. This is quite loose. What's that? A stick. Don't want that in there. Yeah, put a bit of loose stuff in. The Pro Mix. Don't need loads because I want the roots to come out as opposed to down. You don't need to build up too much on the bottom. As long as it creates good drainage, that's all we're after. It's good. Drop that one side. Right, and we should just drop it over. I think whichever way we go, we're just going to end up something like that. And I just want to have a good look, make sure that it fits in the pot. It does. I already knew what the front was and the back. This is actually the back, I think. Not that it makes a lot of difference. It's not going to make a lot of difference at this moment in time. Basically, we just need to offset it now. So if we do pick this as a front, which I think it's probably lending itself to being more depth. Yeah. I've done these wires too short, have I? No, of course not. Of course I haven't. Professional, ain't I? Right, just wiggle it down. Right, now I just want to offset it slightly. I might go, ooh, I don't know, that one's quite heavy this side. This one might actually go. No, I'll keep it as it is. Keep it as it is. Right, let's give that a tweak. And then I'll spin it around and do that one in a minute. Got my pliers organised today. Been organised. Right, just going to give it a tweak, but not too much. It's just so I can get it in the right position. Yep, there we go. Right, nukes. Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. Liking that. Liking it. Move it over a bit. Right, we've got plenty of gap around the edges to get decent soil in. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Now, I would have done it the other way around, cleaned up all this prior, but I'm going to leave it. Once it's done, I'm just going to prune the top. And then I'm going to spend a few days looking at it, because although I've had this for years, I never look at what's going on in here, because all the rim of the pot was up here. So I haven't had a chance to have a good look at it. I know which is the front and which is the back, because it's kind of like goes without saying because of the width of it. But regarding on where to thin it out, if there's any crossing or anything like that, I'm going to pot it up and then sit it in the garden, and then every time I have a coffee I can have a look at it and then work from there. So yeah, that's basically that bit done. Cheers guys. Ooh, that's lovely. Nice Shiraz. I do like a nice Shiraz. Right, let's do this sensibly. I was getting carried away then. It's going to chuck soil everywhere. Let's get it in here. Bring it back in view. Okay, right, rinsed it through. It's all looking good. I think what we're going to do now is just give it a haircut, literally. Just go over it. Nothing too fussy, just to get a bit of a shape. I want to bring it down a little bit, but I want to see how far I can go down. Quite a way, I think. So normally I just take a line through, like a Scottish Mohican, straight through like that. And then you can get an idea. I mean, I brought the camera down a little bit so you got a better view. Probably afford to come down a bit more, but we'll stick with that for a minute and then just work off that line, basically. So you get your overall apex height. Sip of wine. Moving it out of the way so I don't get leaves in it. And then yeah, we just come off of that line. So the amount of cuttings you can get off of this, literally hundreds. Looking good. Looking good. Right, there we go. Right, there's half of it done. What's it look like? Well, it looks like it's half done, doesn't it? That's good. start doing something with it. So the main thing was really so we can start working on the roots, putting some shape into them and having a better control over the health of the plant with the water inside and the fertiliser inside of it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, if you're ever in a garden centre, I think I got this in B&Q. Well, I'm pretty sure I got it in B&Q. Wasn't a lot at the time. I know it was like probably 12 years ago. It wasn't a lot. 10 quid or something. I don't know. Can't remember. I've slept since then. But it wasn't a lot. But you can buy something like this in the garden centre. They sell them all over the place. 35 quid to 40 quid for a decent grouping. But you get an instant kind of cops effect. Obviously we've got a lot of work to do on it. We've got a lot of work to do selecting, crossing and all different branches. But yeah, it's going to be like an ongoing project, which it has been anyway, 12 years. You know what I mean? But at least now it's in a more controllable pot. I don't think it looks too bad. It looks good. We'll get a light in here so you can see a little bit better. There you go. It's got a bit of a weird crossing branches. That's it, Sanch. You get right in the way. So you got one there. Yeah, it's all a bit. This one's dead straight. This one's quite a nice angle. This one's dead straight. So there's a few things to play around with. But I think all in all, it's a good start. And it's going to look quite nice on the bench. I think I do like boxwoods, especially when they're full and they're looking healthy. Yeah. They're good, aren't they? Good, aren't they, Sanchez? I get told off for calling him Sanchez. He's not called Sanchez. Nacho, isn't it? Nacho Bonsai. Right, love you and leave you guys. Thanks for watching. Another bonsai in the kitchen, I suppose you can say. Nothing amazing, but I thought I'd do the video on this just so when we do actually start working on it and doing some refining details, you can see how it went from the horrible fiberglass pot into this. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again on the next one.